Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Strategic Mine Blitzkrieg. So sorry that this video was not up on Sunday as I said it would be. That is because, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I did decide to do the invasion of Poland once before we actually recorded it, which is the next scenario, the one we'll be covering today. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I guess it depends on how you look at it, that scenario is incredibly long. It took a lot longer than I had expected it to take. It took me 3 different sittings to finish it, which was really surprising to me because I didn't expect the invasion of Poland just based on my experience with the previous game, Panzer strategy, and other games that I've played of this style. I didn't expect it to be so long, but yeah, it was 3 sittings. I did a little bit on Friday night, a little bit on Saturday night, and then I finished the rest earlier today, here on Monday. And so yeah, it was really long. However, it is also really, really good, guys. This is probably the best Poland scenario I've ever seen in a Panzer General style of game, a turn-based World War II game. I've ever seen an invasion, or seen this invasion done so well and just so interesting. I like all the little bit of side content and secondary objectives and story stuff that happens. And I'm not going to spoil anything because we'll be seeing it here in this episode. But it was a lot longer than I expected. And so therefore I wasn't able to get the video recorded in time to have it up on Sunday. Overall, it seems that these scenarios are much longer than they were in Panzer Strategy, like a lot longer. So I do expect that this scenario will be longer than 1 video. If I had to guess, probably maybe 3 videos, just based on, I don't know exactly how much time I spent on doing the scenario, but yeah, I think it might be about 3 videos or so. Before we can actually start the invasion of Poland, in these strategic mind games, there's several things you have to take care of in between scenarios. And the first of which is to spend our victory points. So we have 400 victory points because we did get the full 400 points on that last scenario. So getting those points is important since that allows you to get new HQ skills for your general. So there's a lot of great options. I'll scroll through them a little bit slower so you guys can see exactly what's available here. Since I'm not going to go through every one of these, obviously. I already know what I'm going to go for here. Just go and scroll through them so you guys can see. There's a lot of stuff that is not accessible just yet. So for instance, in this one, we need to have an aircraft with level 3 to learn this skill. But yeah, let's go ahead and pick what we're going to get. Though I would like to highlight one here that we're not going to get, which is worth 400 points. So we could use all our 400 points to get it. And it is an absolutely fantastic skill. It gives all tanks the infantry support skill, which allows them to operate more effectively in difficult terrain. So basically the terrains that the tanks don't do very well in. If they have an allied infantry in the adjacent hex, the tank does not receive a defense penalty from close quarters. So overall, this is a really, really good one. I like this one quite a bit. So I'd like to get that one at some point, but we won't be getting it now. There's too many other things that we need. So we're going to start out with one of my favorites here. If you guys watched some of the previous series, and I love this skill. Upon activation, artillery is able to fire for a second time. Absolutely love this one. 2 attacks by artillery is just really powerful. So we're going to go and learn it for 100 victory points. Now you'll notice that it's 14 command points. That's pretty expensive, guys. So let's go ahead and learn it one more time for another 100 points to reduce it by 4 command points. And that'll make it 10. 10 points to activate that. So yeah, I really want that one. Obviously, we're getting that one first. We're also going to get this one here. This is only 50 victory points. All self-propelled units gain an additional equipment slot. Very useful for our tanks particularly. So we're going to get that. And then I think that's all we're going to actually get. Because one of the ones I really like that we don't have enough points for is the airstrike. And plus it's really expensive as well, so you're going to want to reduce that. But this one's 250 points, and this allows us to call in an airstrike. So pretty nice ability. There's a lot of really good abilities that I'd like to get, so hopefully we can continue to get absolute victories so that we can have lots of points. So we can get a lot more skills. That's all we're going to get for right now. We're going to save those victory points for a later time. So now we need to deal with our prestige. Spend it. We have 1,979 prestige to make use of. Now you notice that many of our units have flashing arrows on them. That is the indicator that they can be upgraded to superior units. The flashing star is when they have a level up, when they can get one of these skills, which we saw in the last episode, when this Panzer 4A got a level up. Nobody else has any level ups right now though, but we are going to go ahead and upgrade many of them. So again, this is where we are going to upgrade some older equipment to newer equipment that is now available. And it does have a prestige cost, and I believe it's the cost, the difference between your current unit that you're upgrading and the newer unit that you're going to upgrade to. So if it's, say, the older unit is cost 200 prestige and the newer unit costs 220, then it's only going to cost you 20 prestige to upgrade. So this is our old tank, the Panzer IIA. It's pretty garbage. Let's start with the Panzer IVA first, the Panzer IV Alpha, and we're going to go ahead and upgrade up to one of these two newer tanks. Now, if you look at the Panzer 38 here, you notice that he does get better hard attack, better air defense, and better hard defense, but our soft attack is going to decrease quite a bit. That's because we really need to keep the Panzer IV, if we want to keep that good soft attack, in the same line here. So we'd want to upgrade to the Panzer IVC, which would only cost us 10 prestige, and it doesn't have much of an effect either. But it does increase the hard defense by 1, and I feel like that's worth the 10 prestige. So let's go ahead and change the Alpha to the Charlie. Now we have the Panzer IIA. Old tanks, no matter what we do here, is going to be expensive. Since we already have a Panzer IVC, let's instead get the Panzer 38T. 38T Alpha, I suppose what we'll call it here. And it is going to have much better stats, as you can see. So it's going to be more expensive though, 220 prestige. So let's go and upgrade that. So with the 37mm flak, we are going to go with the mobile anti-aircraft instead of going with the towed anti-air. I just find that towed anti-air it's difficult to use when on the offensive because if you're not going to put them in the truck, then they can only move 1, maybe 2 spaces at a time. If they're on a road, I think they move 2 spaces. So they don't move very fast, so they can't keep up with the offensive unless you put them in the trucks. And if you put them in the trucks, then they're not doing their job when aircraft attack your land units. They're not defending them. They're also not able to provide any Overwatch support. So I just find that I just don't like them on the offensive. They're fantastic on the defensive. I just don't like them on offense. And I would like to mention though that the 88mm flak is a great weapon to use, because you'll notice that it has some really good stats for the soft attack, for anti-air anyway, and most importantly, the hard attack is pretty darn good. That's a really good hard attack, and there's also an HQ skill you can get that makes them operate like anti-tanks, which means I think they support, if you have any tanks that attack your units, then they'll provide support fire for them. So this is a fantastic unit to use, and I should mention that HQ skill, I think it's called Rommel Doctrine. So I would like to point out that you could very well use that, but we're going to use the self-propelled just because I just don't find the towed to be very practical when on rapid offensives. Our infantry units, we could upgrade them to Pioneer or Paratroopers, but we won't. Our fighter can be upgraded to a newer model. Actually, there's 2 newer models. So this one here is only going to cost us 10 prestige and give us 1 more air attack. Well, this one's a very different version of a fighter. So for those of you who come from the Hoi 4 series that I so often cover, the Hearts of Iron 4 game, this is essentially like a heavy fighter. It doesn't have as good of attack stats here, or even as good of air defense. So I guess it's a little bit different than a heavy fighter, but it has better ground defense, and most importantly, it has more fuel. So it has that longer range and can operate at further ranges. So we don't want to do that. We're going to go with this one here just to get the better air attack. Our tactical bomber also has an upgrade, but this is just a flat good upgrade here. Going to get us boost in just about everything for 60 prestige. So that is all the upgrades that we're going to do. So now we're going to go ahead and add equipment. Actually, first let's acquire some units so I know how much prestige we have to add equipment with. Because there's a few units that I feel like we absolutely have to get. We need another fighter, guys. If we want to gain control of the skies, quickly and easily, having another fighter is going to be key, because the Polish do actually have several fighters. So let's go and acquire the same fighter that we have here, the BF-109E-1. We'll just call it the BF-109, and we'll get that. And then we're also going to get a new tank, guys. I feel like 2 tanks just isn't enough tanks, man. I need more tanks in my life. So let's go ahead and get another Panzer 38. I think that we really could use them for the heart attack. So let's go ahead and get that. And then I want to say that's all we're going to get. Oh, no. One more thing. We're going to get a Pioneer unit. We need more infantry. So let's go and get a Pioneer unit as well. These guys are fantastic at attacking entrenched units and cities and entrenchments. You'll see they have some other benefits as well. The Loyal Sons of the Reich here does not retreat or surrender, and non-lethal damage from each enemy attack is reduced by 1. So just a really great unit. So let's go and acquire them. And let's go ahead and get them filled out with equipment. So remember, we now have 3 slots for our tanks because of that HQ skill we got, and we'll probably be filling out all of them. Before we start with the tanks though, let's get a couple other things done first. So with the recon, we currently have the smoke grenades. We're going to keep that on there, and we're also going to give them the sapper squad. Now, I don't think there's any mines in Poland. I could be wrong and just missed them, but I don't think there's any mines there. But the +2 hard defense is pretty good, and eventually we'll want them on there, so might as well get it now. It's 30 prestige. So we're going to get that on there. And then with the anti-air, I don't know if we'll have prestige for them, so we'll just wait. The 105, 150 millimeters. One thing I'd like to point out is you notice that it doesn't say that we can upgrade the 105 millimeter. That's because it actually has one thing that is much better at. If we were to compare the two, if we were to compare it with the 150 millimeter, you notice it has this skill that the 150 millimeter does not have, the point blank. When attacking hard targets, at a distance of 1 hex, the attack is doubled. So essentially acts almost like an anti-tank unit when it's following those rules right there. So we will be keeping the 105 millimeter despite the fact that it has worse stats in certain categories. You also notice it has better air defense too. So let's go ahead and give these guys some equipment. I don't know what they currently need or have. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and give the incendiary shells to the 150 millimeter. Now remember, this does not cost prestige since it costs prestige when you use it. And I think that's all we're going to do for now for the artillery. The Pioneers need some ground transportation, and we're going to go ahead and give them this mechanized, half truck armored vehicle here. It's going to cost 120 prestige. It's kind of expensive. We want them well protected when they travel though. As for our infantry, you'll notice he's already got all his equipment laid out. This one infantry has that Vickers machine gun that we got in the last episode for taking that city. So let's go and give him something else. And I think we're just going to give him, like some mortars to increase their soft attack. Yeah, let's go and give mortars. This also helps them with entrenchment. It's only costs 15 prestige too, so not very expensive. The planes, I don't think we're going to give them anything for right now. Eventually, we want to get armor-piercing bombs into our tactical bombers, but right now, we're not going to use those. We got other things to use our prestige on. So first of all, let's go ahead and see how expensive it would be to overstrength our one tank who has a current level. We can give him an overstrength to increase his strength. We're going to do that and see how expensive that is. Okay, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that then. So that'll make him very, very good. So let's go ahead and start giving the equipment out to our units now. Now, the one of these units here is already marked as our current HQ unit. So you see that this unit here is marked as our HQ unit, and just something to be aware of. And I think we'll go ahead and keep the HQ there. I just wanted to kind of point that out. I don't think I mentioned that in the previous video. This Panzer 38 is going to be like a recon unit, essentially. A recon unit that can fight much better. So we're going to go and give him the scout squad so that he can move ahead without a recon unit accompanying him and not have to worry about falling in ambushes. He'll also get 1+ spotting range and the other stats you see here. So let's go and acquire the scout squad. Let's also give him the M34 machine gun. I think that'd be pretty useful for him to have. And then we're going to give him the external fuel tank, given that he's going to be, acting as a scout. So our HQ unit currently has the M34 machine gun and the external fuel tank. We're going to be changing these up a little bit. We're going to go and give him the subcaliber shell. Again, that doesn't cost anything. That can only be given to these Panzer 38s. That's not an option for the Panzer 4C. And, again, this is just a ammunition type that works very well on hard targets. We're also going to give him the smoke grenade. I kind of feel like that's important in case our HQ unit gets itself into a pickle. So we're going to give him that. Let's go ahead and fill out the Panzer 4C now, which is, remember, our kind of soft attack specialist. And so we're going to give him some stuff that helps him with that. Maybe gives him a little bit of ability. We'll always give him machine gun, I should say that. Could also give him a little bit of hard defense there to make him a little bit better. So, you know what? I kind of feel like just giving this guy 2 machine guns just to improve his soft attack because remember, this tank here is just a soft attack specialist. So if we tick that up even higher, then he's just gonna decimate the enemy infantry. So yeah, we're gonna give him that, and kind of running low on prestige. So we'll see if we have any more left to give him a third equipment once we're done with the rest of the stuff here. So the Pioneer unit, let's go and give him some more equipment. So we're going to give him the flamethrowers. We're going to make him very good at attacking, forts and also attacking any fortified units. Just really make him a specialist at that, because they're already pretty good at it. So we're going to give him the flamethrowers, and then I think we'll also give him the 80mm mortars. Yeah, I think that would be the best thing. Just kind of looking over here, but yeah, I think that's what we're going to give him. The regular infantry already have their equipment, and we still have prestige left. So we'll go and continue granting stuff to our units. So our anti-air unit, we're going to give him the small searchlight, and then we'll also, I really tempted to give him the anti-air, but I'd like him to do a little bit better on the soft attack, so we're going to go ahead and give him machine guns. But yeah, anti-air radar would be great as well. If we gave him the radar, you can see the bonuses here. I think that'd be you could definitely make a good argument for getting that. Since we have more prestige, we will go ahead and get equipment for our recon here. Trying to see what the best option for them would be. Could do the +2 soft attack for the 80mm. We could also wait. You know what? I'm going to leave this open, in fact. Yeah. We're going to leave that open for the recon. You'll see why a little bit later in the video, guys. So for the last upgrade for them, let's go ahead and give him... Again, I'm looking for stuff that gives the soft attack up. I think that'd probably be for the best. And we could just go ahead and do another M34 machine gun, so they're just really good at that. And there's also the option of giving like additional ammo or the external field tank. You know what? Let's leave this guy, just the 2 equipment for right now. And then if we have any, maybe later we'll grant him something. So we still have a little bit of prestige left, and I think what we're gonna do is upgrade the truck of this artillery here. I think that'd be good, just to protect our main artillery a little bit better. All right, so we're ready to go. We've gotten the equipment, we've bought a couple new units, and we have spent our victory points. Before we jump into the actual scenario, finally, I did want to show you guys one thing. You can click on these. Your generals here, Godarian and Manstein, and whoever else happens to be in the room with you. And they'll give you a little bit of additional information there. Now, some of them are just, flavor things, while other ones can be something helpful that might pertain to the scenario. So I always advise clicking on them and seeing what they have to say.
All political ways of resolving the situation at the eastern border peacefully were exhausted. Thus, I have signed the Directive 1. I order to begin the offensive operation against Poland on the 1st of September.
Herr Führer, in case of military intervention in Poland, we will come under a very serious threat of an attack by Russian forces. I am sure that the Reich is not ready to fight 2 enemies at once.
Calm down, Halder. Ribbentrop has just signed the non-aggression pact with our Soviet comrades, which outlines the spheres of interest and confirms our mutual decision about the partition of Poland. As the Commander-in-Chief, I am sure it is best for us to be allies and trade partners with Soviet Russia, not enemies.
I have heard you say that you were not stupid enough to enter the war for the sake of Danzig.
Stop, Halder. How much longer should we tolerate the endless humiliation of the German nation? The German army is bound to protect our people, even those living in the territories controlled by Poland. This is your duty as a Wehrmacht officer. The council meeting is adjourned. Begin the implementation of the Plan Weiss. Deputies, men of the German Reichstag, for months, we have been suffering under the torture of a problem which the Versailles Diktat created. A problem which has deteriorated until it has become intolerable for us. Danzig was and is a German city. The corridor was and is German. Both these territories owe their cultural development exclusively to the German people. I have also tried to solve the problem of Danzig, the corridor, and all the rest by proposing a peaceful solution. Yet I am wrongly judged if my love of peace and my patience are mistaken for weakness or even cowardice. Tonight, for the first time, Polish regular soldiers have fired on our territory. Since 5:45 a.m., we have been returning the fire, and from now on, bombs will be met by bombs. Whoever fights with poison gas will be fought with poison gas. Whoever departs from the rules of humane warfare can only expect we shall do the same. I will continue this struggle, no matter against whom, until the safety of the Reich and its rights are secured.
Gentlemen, the Führer has just made his final decision regarding the war against Poland. Operation Fallweis is to be put into motion.
The Wehrmacht units are on full alert and set to complete their objectives in the shortest time possible. Our advance will be swift and devastating.
Indeed, the Blitzkrieg strategy is our trump card. Applied correctly, it will bring Poland to its knees in just weeks. So, our invasion forces are currently deployed in the following areas. The Army Group North is in Germany. The Army Group South is in Silesia. A part of the Army Group North is in East Prussia. The objective of this offensive is to capture Lodz, Krakow, Lublin, Białystok, Suwałki, approaches to the bridge over Vistula, and Warsaw's Central Railway Station.
I am concerned about the Polish corridor. Our fatherland is still disfigured from the Treaty of Versailles, with Polish territory separating East Prussia from the German mainland. When we begin our offensive, this will paint a target on East Prussia.
Sadly, that is correct. Do not forget, however, that East Prussia is our direct route to Warsaw, should we manage to destroy the Polish line of defense near Mlawa. Those fortifications are state-of-the-art, but I think the Wehrmacht is more than capable of leveling them to the ground. Regarding the Polish corridor, it is to be eliminated in the least amount of time possible by capturing Gdynia and Danzig. Speaking of, any word from the Abwehr on that city?
Our units are already inside the city, poised for street fighting. According to our intelligence, the Poles had armaments delivered to the city post office. It is likely to become the enemy's main defensive outpost in Danzig. The Poles are also fortifying their military transit depot at Westerplatte.
Our battleship Schleswig-Holstein has approached Danzig under the pretense of a ceremonial visit. She will provide fire support to the German units inside the city.
I think the Navy's help here is unnecessary, even excessive. The Luftwaffe will swoop in and destroy all targets from above.
Believe me, our Air Force will have their hands full. The Polish pilots will not sit idly by as their cities burn.
I have entrusted you with some of my finest aviation units, and I hope you utilize them to maximum effect. However, I will not tolerate excessive losses among the Luftwaffe. The Reich has invested considerable resources into every pilot's training.
I understand perfectly well this would be a rather short war without the Air Force. Do not worry. We will do all we can to ensure our pilots' survival. I'm convinced this operation will serve as an effective demonstration of the modernized armed forces' improved capabilities. I order the invasion operation to begin immediately.
Alright guys, so we are finally into the scenario. So we need to deploy all of our core units, but before we do, we should probably take a look at where all the non-core auxiliary units are, so we know where we need to deploy our own units. So over here, Notice we have 1 fighter and 2 tactical dive bombers. And then we also have a couple land units. We have a recon unit, a old Panzer II Alpha tank, and a 105mm howitzer. We also have the battleship, which is going to be super useful. Over here we have 2 infantry units and 1 105mm artillery, and then the same composition of planes here, 1 fighter and 2 tactical dive bombers. Now over here we only have 1 dive bomber and 1 infantry and 1 tank, and that is all. And this is a more modern tank though, the Panzer IV-C. So this is where the majority of our force is going to be, specifically our air force, since they didn't really give us very many planes down there. So let's go in and get all these units deployed so we can get started. So over here we're probably just going to take send 3 units, I think. So we're going to give them 1 tank, and it's going to be the recon tank, since we will not have a recon unit over here to support them. So we'll bring the recon unit over here, the recon tank I should say, and then we're also going to bring our 105mm howitzer, and then we're going to give them some infantry support, probably this guy, yeah, with the field medics. Alright, excellent. So, you know what, actually, trying to select him again. We'll probably have to go back into reserve to pull him back. I have a better place for him. We're going to move him right here instead. I think he'll be able to move a little bit further if we do that. So this is him, right? Yes. Alright, so let's go move him right there. And that is all for over here. Now here, I really don't feel like we need much. Because we have the infantry, we have the artillery, we have the planes and the battleship. Really just a tank. So we're going to use the Panzer IV-C here. He is, again, our soft attack specialist. That is a fantastic soft attack here in the early game. Now over here, that tank that we put here is better at fighting other tanks, and I don't think there's any tanks over here, so probably not the the best tank to use over here, since he'll be mainly fighting infantry. But we wanted him there for his recon ability. So I think that is it. Yeah, that's all we're gonna put anywhere else. The rest of our army is going to be going down here. So with the artillery, let's probably put him forward here so that he can move further forward. So we'll place him there. With the, we could also place him here so he can move even further forward. I wonder if he would be able to move enough, to attack these guys here. I don't actually know if he'll be able to move enough to attack right there. Maybe, it's a possibility. And then if he was right here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to move enough, guys. Yeah, I don't expect he'll be able to. But if he moved right here, he would still be able to attack there. So this is where we're going to put artillery, right there. And then our, we want to get our anti-air unit in here as well. We'll move him, suppose we can place him right here. It's fine. And then we have our recon unit. We're going to place him over here. And then our tank, which is also our HQ tank, will be moving right there. And then for the 2 infantry units, we'll just move the regular one there, and the Pioneer can go up here, I suppose. And then the planes, it doesn't really matter where we put these. Oops. So we'll just get them placed. Alright. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and end deployment. And it is the first visit ever in 1939, and this is the invasion of Poland, guys. So let's go and start up here. This is where we'll first move our units. So let's go and locate any units that happen to be here. We want to see what's there and what's right here, so let's send it right there. Alright, so we see that there's an infantry here, and nothing guarding the railroad station, but you'll notice that there's an armored train here. This is one of the new units they added in Blitzkrieg. It's a pretty cool unit, it moves along the rails, and we'll get to see it a little bit more. But yeah, it's an interesting unit. So now that we've identified the units, let's go ahead and make use of our own units here. So we're going to go ahead and attack this infantry here first. Let me see if he does more damage with the incendiary. He does not, so we'll just strike with the regular attack. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and move forward with the tanks. I'm tempted to move here and attack him there, though I know that he does better if we don't. What about the infantry? Where can he go? Alright, so we probably won't be able to take that unit out this turn. I suppose that's fine. Let's go here. And then we'll go... Let's see where the best way to go here. Yeah, we'll go here. It doesn't matter. do a little bit of damage to him. Alright, so we won't move those planes yet, because I'm not entirely sure how we're going to go about doing this just yet. So we'll wait to do the planes, and instead let's move on over here. We need to identify the units that are here. So let's go ahead and, once again, use the aviation recon to locate all the units here. So we'll go this way. And there's an anti-air. Excellent. So that's what we want to do, is find all the anti-air so we know where they're located. So this is our battleship. Our battleship has 2 guns, the main gun and the secondary gun. The main gun is obviously has a much longer range and is a lot more powerful. So we're going to use the main gun first on the anti-air. And then we're going to use it once on this infantry unit here. And then with the secondary gun, we're going to use one against the anti-air, trying to destroy him, and that did not work. Okay, so we're probably going to have to move forward and find his butt. Yeah. Alright, so we'll move there. I don't know that we'll actually strike him. We could just probably destroy him with this. Well, yeah, they got that guy. That'd be the best way to do this. Can this infantry unit attack him? He cannot. Alright, so it's fine. We'll just use our battleship to get him wiped out. Alright, excellent. So now that the anti-air has been wiped out over here, we can start making use of our planes here. Figure out where we want to bomb. See how the best way to do this is going to be. So can he take him out? He cannot, but he could if we attacked him first with one of our bombers. But I really want to strike that anti-tank unit, so let's go ahead and go there first. Try and get some damage done to him. I'm not sure we're going to move him just yet, so let's just wait. We'll have this guy here. I'm trying to see how the best way to do this would be. Where we do need to cover... Alright, this is what we're going to do. We're going to strike this infantry here. Because we need to cover both of these tactical bombers, because the Polish do have fighters out there. So the way we'll do this... It's kind of a bummer we didn't identify him. Oh, we just identified him now. Because remember, we do less damage if we haven't seen them. There we go. So our fighters can cover both those 2 tactical bombers. Alright, so let's go ahead and start moving our other units forward. So we could strike him, and it looks like we can utterly devastate him. I'm not entirely sure why he's not able to strike us back, but yeah, we'll take advantage of that. Let's go ahead and move forward and attack him. There we go. So we have killed him. So we'll go ahead and move as far forward as he can. We could move this guy forward on the trucks and take these objectives here, but I don't think that'd be wise. We don't control that area, so we won't move on the trucks with him. But we will move on the trucks with the artillery here to try and get him to the fight sooner. With this infantry unit, we're going to send him down here because we are going to attempt to take all the flags. Remember, if you take all the flags on the map, all the cities and ports and stuff that have flags, that's an additional 25 points, so it really helps you to get in the absolute victory. Now, my first playthrough of the scenario, I did not get the absolute victory. I got the golden victory. I was 1 point short of getting the absolute victory, unfortunately. I didn't get the 25 points for destroying all the enemy units. I think I was like short 1 unit. I couldn't find them. I looked all over the map and I just couldn't find them. I guess that's what was going on, because yeah, I just didn't get the points for it. So that resulted in me being just 1 point short of being able to get the absolute victory, and I got the golden victory instead. And I did go and take all the flags in that one to get those 25 points. So we're going to try and do that in this one, because I think that'll be key for us to get the absolute victory. Just because it's, you know, you don't have to get it to get the absolute victory, but I think we will need to get it. So I think that's it for all our units up here. Nope, we still got this infantry who can attack this infantry unit here, which we will do. We did get the win, and now we're going to move into the city. All right, excellent. So we got some prestige from that. Unfortunately, this guy's not dead. We could go ahead and send one of these planes over there to bomb him if we really wanted to take him out and get rid of him. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these units now moving to do the main attack. So I think the best way to do this, if I'm not mistaken, is to get rid of the infantry unit that is right here, and specifically to kill him with the recon unit, so we can discover all the units here, so that hopefully we don't have to use another command point. So I'm going to try doing that, guys. We're going to see if we can't make that happen. So the best way to do this is to use the recon unit. And to get in nice and close to him. So we could attack him. Again, not very good odds here, but hopefully those odds will increase. So let's go ahead and have the artillery move. Yeah, he can't move very far forward, huh? All right, I wonder if he could go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. He wouldn't be able to hit him. We can't go here, though, and we can hit him. So we're going to move right there. And we are going to use the incendiary shells to do as much damage as possible. All right, beautiful. And then what we also might want to go ahead and do is get... All right, we can see that they have a fighter here. We can also see that they have an anti-air right there as well. So that's something to consider. And I don't think we can see any other units just yet. So before we do any attacks here, we need to bring our HQ unit right here, our HQ tank forward. The reason why we need to do that is because the HQ unit increases the attack of all of your units. So I think that's key. Can't attack this guy if we move right here. So we're gonna have to move the anti-air forward so that we'll be able to attack the plane. Not yet, because again, we haven't identified him fully, so we won't do as much damage. So we won't do that yet. And then we're gonna wanna move this guy forward as well. Let me see. I wonder if he can strike him from right here. Like if we're right there on that hill, will we be able to attack this unit? Or from right here, perhaps. We might be able to attack from right there as well. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but maybe. Let's go and move this guy forward first, though. And he can also strike him, so we will. We'll go ahead and fire on him. I'm trying to get the full recon information, so we'll attack with him first. If we attacked with the recon unit first... Oh, he provided artillery support. Interesting. I didn't realize there was artillery there. So if we attacked with the recon unit first and then killed him with the tank, then the tank would be able to attack again. So that's why I was kind of waffling on that. But yeah, we're going to do the recon unit so that we can get the full intel on all the surrounding units here. Yeah, look at that. We've identified everybody. So that's the best way to do that, guys. So that we don't have to use as many of our command points so that I can use them for other stuff this turn, actually. We're going to use them for our artillery. So we can use that second fire ability that we just bought and paid for. So let's go ahead and get the rest of these units moving forward now. Now that we've located all the units, we've also stopped the artillery from firing on us, so that's good. We got to get that anti-air unit taken out. I'm trying to see the best way to go about doing that. We got to move the infantry forward. Doesn't really matter where they move, I think. I think we need to move our planes in. First, let's attack this plane with our anti-air to weaken him a bit. Did a little bit of damage there to him. All right, so if we select our planes, you'll notice that anywhere we go, we're going to get hit with the overwatch of the anti-air. So we have two options to get rid of that anti-air. One, we could move our tank unit over here and attack the anti-air. And if we did that, then he would not be able to provide overwatch support. But if we did that, our tank would be a lot weaker. And they got artillery, although you know what, we wouldn't be fired on by his artillery, so that's something to consider. But yeah, they do have, we can't see them, but they do have two tanks around here somewhere. I think there's one down here and then there's one over here. And they can destroy our tank if he's too damaged. So that's something to consider because they do move the tank down here pretty early as a little offensive. So that's something that we need to be aware of. We do not want to get ourselves killed. So instead, I'm going to use an ability that our fighters have, and we want to use the new fighter that we just got. This ability is the Afterburner, or excuse me, the Overwatch Breakthrough. So we're going to make use of this. This does cost a lot of fuel, and what it does is it allows the plane to still move and attack even after they've been overwatched. So he's going to take some damage, guys, but the damage that the anti-air does is largely non-lethal. So you see the anti-air did overwatch him, but now he can move without any problems. So that is good. So let's go in and we can still attack too. We'll attack that fighter here in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and get this anti-air dealt with. Actually, nope. First, we're going to deal with the fighter because we won't be able to bomb that anti-air yet. So the best way to do this is probably to come right here and do the attack. We could also come here, I suppose. You know what? This is actually not a bad place. Right here, I think, would be the better location. So let's go and move here. And then we're going to want to use our Afterburner, which also uses fuel. and it increases our defense. So we're going to do that so that we'll take less damage attacking that fighter. Alright, did some good damage to him. Let's see if we can't get him destroyed now with our damaged fighter. He'll probably retreat. Yes, he has fled. That's okay. So, he's been dealt with, and now that's going to allow our fighters, or excuse me, allow our bombers to come over here and deal with this anti-air. Now, using bombers to take out anti-air is obviously not great. You'll see though they're going to take some damage doing this. But we've got to get this guy dealt with, man. So I feel like this is the best way to go about doing so. So let's go ahead and use the tactical bombers to see if we can't take him out. All right, excellent. Looks like the fighter might have supported him. I didn't expect him to be able to support, actually. Did he support? It almost looked like he did because he moved over here. I thought they needed to be nearby. I'm not entirely sure, though. So we did a little bit of damage to him. Let's go and move the tactical bomber forward. And now let's see how much damage we would do here. Because we want to kill him. That's the goal, is to completely kill him if we can. I think we're just going to have to do another one, another attack on him. And what if we use the incendiary bombs? Would that take him out? No. But again, I just really want to get this anti-air dealt with. Alright, so now we'll bring the tank in, and he shouldn't take any damage. There we go. So he's been taken out. Now we have the overrun ability, which we can use to attack again, if we so desired, or we just move forward. Which we could attack the infantry here, or we can attack the artillery. And I think we're going to attack the artillery, guys. Move forward. That'll give us control of the airbase. All right, excellent. So we did take a little bit of damage. That's okay. Hopefully he doesn't die, though. And let's go and get the infantry moving forward. And we won't be able to use our trucks for this, I don't think. And let's bring this guy forward as well. Oh, and we got another infantry here. I didn't realize we had this guy still. Let's go and get the Pioneer infantry moving forward. And then I want to say that's almost all of our units. I know that we have a couple units here that we haven't dealt with, and then we have the planes here. So the first thing we need to do is identify the units that are here, as well as, because I think there's an artillery unit here. However, if we destroyed this guy here, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Let's go and start with the aviation recon and see if we can't figure out where that artillery unit is. I think if we go that way, should identify him. All right, so there's the anti-air that causes a problem for us. So we want to see where he provides support. And here's the artillery that's going to cause issues if any of our units attack from right here in this bubble here. You'll also notice that artillery is within range of him. So if we were to attack them, then their artillery would provide fire support. As you can see, he's lighting up red. So we're going to need to move the artillery. We could, of course, attack the artillery, but, you know, that's not, yeah, it's not good. We don't want to take that kind of damage. So we're going to move out of range so the artillery cannot provide fire support against our artillery. And then we're going to fire on their units. So we're going to fire on this infantry unit because we're going to do a ton of damage against them. And then we're going to make use of our HQ skill, the frontline artillery, to fire on them again. And we could kill this guy, but we don't want to kill him yet. Not yet, guys. Let's instead attack him. All right, excellent. Now, what we're going to do is, can he attack from far? He could. He would provide artillery support if we did this attack, though, because he doesn't have the ranged attack. So let's go ahead and attack with the recon unit first. Strike him there. And that did kill him. So that will give us intelligence data on all of the surrounding units. Excellent. We can see the fortifications here. I think this is the fourth one. And here's the other three that we have to destroy. And we see what they have all throughout here as well. Basically just infantry. All right, beautiful. So we could go ahead and have him move forward, but what we're going to want to do now is have the tank move forward, although I don't think there's any way to avoid Yeah, we're going to get hit no matter what we do here because of the artillery support. So what we might do is just leave them here for right now. Yeah, I think we're just going to leave them here. We've gotten rid of the infantry, did a little bit of damage to the recon unit, and just not very good odds for attacking that recon unit because of the artillery support. So what we want to do is make the artillery unit move forward here because the recon unit is currently covered by the anti-air here. So we won't be able to bomb him. Instead, what we could do is actually send a bomber over here. Yeah. Alright, so that's what we're going to do, guys. Let's send a bomber over here with fighter support to try and take out this recon unit. And then I am actually going to go ahead and strike the recon unit with this tank. I know again that he might get fired on by the artillery. That's okay. Looks like he didn't fire on him. And we have the overrun ability, but again, I don't think we're going to use it. Let's just move out of range to make the artillery come forward. Alright, so this guy does not have any protection. That's a problem, guys. And so we're going to need to move a fighter over here to support him. And then I'm going to take a gamble that we're not going to get attacked by... might be too much of a gamble, but I'm just going to take a gamble that they're not going to attack us here. They very well might with their fighters. Let's just hope they don't. And let's go and attack the infantry in this city right here. And hope that I don't regret this. Alright, so did a little bit of damage to him. But yeah, you don't want to have unescorted tactical bombers if you can avoid it. It's probably not the wisest decision there, but we'll see. We'll see if it ends up being a bad one. I think that's everybody, guys. I think we moved all of our units. Let's kind of dip through here. Obviously, this guy can still move, but there's really nowhere that I want to put him right now. He could go grab that real quick and seize control there. And I suppose having him do that wouldn't be a negative, so they grab the railroad station. But yeah, there's really not any reason to do so, I don't feel. But I think this infantry unit might come over here, so maybe he'll attack the recon unit. You know what? Yeah, we'll go and grab that real quick. Let's grab control there. We can always bring him back over here. Alright, let's see if there's any other units left to move. We're not going to move into the city there. The artillery can move. I suppose we will move him. I don't think anybody will attack us. I guess we'll find out. But you know what? If they bring their fighters over here, then this guy in a truck would be a prime target, and maybe the fighter will attack him instead of our bomber. We can hope, right? Because yeah, it'd be easier. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't think he'd destroy him in one hit. The fighter, I mean. I don't think he'd destroy the bomber. And I think that's everybody. Alright, so let's go ahead and end our turn, guys. And we'll see what the AI does. So they are firing with the railroad guns and retreating with them. They fired on the tank. They have moved their fighter, which is extremely damaged. They're attempting to go repair him. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Quite unfortunate. They did attack a tactical bomber with the fighter, but it was the escorted tactical bomber. Well, that was stupid. And they are moving their tanks forward, guys. They fired on our anti-air with their tank. Okay, and so now their tank is firing on our tank. Both of their tanks are firing on our tank. And they're bringing their fighter over here to attack our artillery. But we'll provide anti-air support. I think that's the fighter that we damaged. Yeah, I think he got away and repaired. Oh, no. That wasn't him. That was the other fighter that was down there. So they're moving that infantry out of here, trying to retreat over to here. It's a good thing we didn't bring the truck over there, though. He has such low strength.
Cut off by a Polish armored train. That thing is tougher than our tanks.
The Poles were smart to cover their positions with such a beast. It will not help them win the war, though. The moment our troops manage to catch the train between two stations, it will be trapped when it arrives at either of them.
While the blood of the German soldiers is spilled, the Russian troops lie in wait. Much has been promised to them by the non-aggression treaty, and they hope to take it without a shot being fired. Let us show our Soviet friends that we will not pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them.
Herr Führer, what do you mean?
I want our forces to take Lvov and Brest-Litovsk. The 2 cities within the Soviet zone of interest. We might give them back to the Soviets later in exchange for further economic concessions from their side. Do bear in mind this is a personal request, not an official order. Do you understand my meaning?
Yes, Herr Führer. I have just the man for the job. Fast Heinz Guderian is at the head of the Blitzkrieg. It will be no real surprise if his troops somehow accidentally cross over into the Soviet zone of interest.
Alright guys, so we've gotten 2 additional objectives. Capture the Polish armored train, which that's why I said we would see this a little bit later. That we can capture it and then make use of it ourselves. And then to occupy these, I think all 3 of these hexes here, as well as these 2 hexes here. Secondary objective to try and beat the Soviets there. They arrive in 8 turns. It's not a lot of time to get that. Alright, so let's continue on. So they did not attack our bomber. Our gamble ended up being okay. Instead they attacked this one, which in my opinion is a little bit silly on their part. But we'll take it. We will take it, guys. So I don't know where their artillery went. Looks like we might have lost contact with it. Yeah, because I can't see them. Again, we know that they can support any air attacks from here. So we can bomb any of the forts here, and if the artillery is moved forward, then we can bomb them. So what we're going to do is let's deal with this fighter first. With our own fighter. And we could use a little bit of extra fuel here. I don't know if that would be advantageous. Doesn't look like it's going to help us much. So let's just go and attack. I don't expect we'll get them destroyed. Maybe, though. No. It does look like he has got 1 point left, so that's a bit unfortunate. So we'll have to use our other fighter here to finally wrap him up so that he can't go back and repair. There we go. Excellent. So we have dealt with the fighter, and so now I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about the tactical bombers being unescorted, excuse me. But it is still a problem. You'll notice that unfortunately, their infantry has repaired himself a bit. So let's see how much damage our artillery can do to him. I should be able to do pretty good damage here. Yeah, this should hopefully be enough, guys. So we're going to want to kill him with the tank so the tank can keep moving forward. And then move into the city. Attack again. They surrendered intelligence data. And then we're going to attack again with this beautiful overrun ability. All right, excellent. And then we're going to bring, let's see how we want to do this. Let's bring the infantry to take the railroad station. And then the artillery will come up again behind these guys. Keep on moving forward, just one at a time. We won't put them in the truck just yet. All right, so now we need to locate that damn artillery unit. And we might use our battleship for that. That'd be the best way to do this. But first, let's go ahead and use his guns. So for the main guns, I almost want to bring them over here, start firing on that guy, or even to fire over here. I suppose we should probably take out the rest of these units here first, though. So let's go and fire on, let's see what we've got here. Got another unit right there. I suppose we'll fire on this guy with the main gun. Oops, my bad. Selected him. And then we'll also fire on the fortification. Try and get some damage onto that, because we're going to need to take that fortification out. It does cover, if I can select it here, it does cover the road here. So we'll want to take them out. We don't have to. We could just go around them, I suppose. It is a little bit quicker for our artillery if we take them out, though. So we need to take out this guy, and we're going to use our tank to do it. So he gets that overrun ability and gets that nice experience. And then we're going to move probably right here.
The Polish corridor has been eliminated. Finally, this thorn is out of our fatherland's side. This is a massive improvement for the Reich's strategic situation.
Additionally, we were lucky to have done so with the utmost expediency.
You know, because moving there did give us, you know, get that secondary objective completed. And then we'll just fire on the fort. All right, so the infantry can now move forward. We'll probably just move right here, grab control of that flag. And then, I don't know if there's any way to, yeah, it looks like we can fire on the fort, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so the infantry unit is going to attack this guy here. grab control of that point.
The Poles tried playing heroes in their defense of Westerplatte. They did not know who they were up against. The transit depot has been taken, and we have something to show for it. We have secured French-made 81mm mortars, the highest quality.
We will make proper use of any trophy weapons. This will be our way of collecting interest from those accountable for the Treaty of Versailles.
So that's why I didn't want to get the mortars for our recon, because I knew we were going to get some in this mission. So we'll probably assign those to the recon once we're able to. So we've taken these points here. The recon unit, we're probably going to have them pull back, even though I do know that will probably result in these infantry come and take these points back. But I suppose that's fine. We need to see if we can't locate that damn artillery. I suppose what we could do to do it, and we still have 2 fires with this guy as well, which we'll probably just use on the fortification. I don't think we would be able to move. Yeah, we're not going to move close enough, unfortunately. Let's just fire on this fort. Try and get him dealt with. And then we're going to move him over here. So that he'll be able to provide fire with his bigger guns on the next turn. Alright, so the other thing I wanted to do with him is make use of our seaplane here. And see if we can't locate that damn artillery. And there he is. And here's a damn recon unit as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and deal with the artillery. I feel is the most important thing to do. Remember, they cannot provide anti-air at this point here. So we did force the artillery to move forward, so our plans worked exactly as we wanted them to. So where is that other tactical bomber? Okay, he's right here. So we could use him to bomb there. But I think we might use him to take out one of these units here. Yeah, I think that'd be for the best. Let's go and hit the artillery up. And then maybe just kill them? Have these planes all moved? Yeah, these planes have already all moved here. So we could bomb the recon unit, but I think it would be better to just get rid of this damn artillery unit here. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so the artillery unit has been dealt with. And now we just need to deal with the recon unit. And we will strike him with our artillery first. Do a little bit of damage to him. And then we can now move forward against him using the tank. And remember, this is not a great tank, so that's the reason why he's not performing a little bit better. Alright, so we attacked him. He's almost dead. Not quite there, though. Let's go ahead and use our recon unit to finish him off. And, of course, he's going to stop every time he locates a unit. Beautiful. Alright. So we have gotten all that data, and I think that's it for all the units over here. Did we move everybody over here? Yeah, we did. All right. So with this infantry, we know that there's nobody here in this railroad station, so we're going to grab that. But there is somebody here, and we can't see him. Attacking probably wouldn't be wise at this moment without at least being able to see who's there. We could, of course, use some command points for that. But I think we're going to, again, I'm here really wanting to use the command points for artillery here. So I think we're going to use them for this one and maybe for the artillery over here if we can. Now, you notice we did take a little bit of damage because of that fighter. Where are their planes? They sent one back here. And I don't think we could actually locate him and destroy him, unfortunately. He's probably going over to this. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do anything about it. We're just going to have to fight him again later. It's unfortunate. But we did send him back to the airbase. That took a little bit of time, I suppose. Now we need to get this damn fighter dealt with. Now the problem with this... Huh. Oh, the artillery is providing support, isn't he? Yes. Alright, so we've got to get the artillery destroyed. Alright, so we'll do that first. But yeah, the problem with bringing our fighters over here to destroy him is we'll be leaving our bombers unescorted. But the anti-air should hopefully be able to catch them. So let's go ahead and use our bombers to attack their tanks and their artillery. So let's see how the best way to do this is going to be. We have a fighter on top of him. That's why we can't deal the damage to him. Can't take the artillery out. Yeah, we won't be able to take the artillery out just yet. Not with one hit anyway. Alright, so we're going to strike him once there. And I think after that, let's go ahead and bring him into the airbase. And then I don't think we're going to attack him there. We're going to use the tank to attack. And instead we'll use this bomber to attack one of these guys. But man, we have to get that artillery dealt with first. So let's first strike with the tank. Alright, beautiful. Alright, so he's been destroyed, and we now have the ability to attack again, but not very good odds, as you can see here. So we won't be attacking either of them just yet. But we do have another tank in town that we can bring in here to attack them. However, let's first deal with this damn plane. Remember, we couldn't attack him because of the artillery, so now we can. That'll weaken him, hopefully enough for these fighters to destroy him. We could have also done the afterburner. Almost there, guys. This should be the end of this fighter. And no. Damn it. Alright, that's a shame, guys. That's a real shame we didn't get him destroyed. Alright. Yeah, I noticed it's a little bit more difficult to destroy fighters in this one compared to other past games. So they have 2 tanks here. And they're the same tank. So we'll just attack this one. And then we're going to go into the airbase. Now, I don't know that we'll be staying there if we can pull him out. I don't think he can take off. No, he doesn't have any more movement points. You can see our tank is heavily damaged, so we're going to want to get him moving back. Like, we'll probably want to get him out of there, or if he can, we'll reinforce him. He can reinforce, so let's go ahead and do that now. So we're going to reinforce him. He could have done an attack first. I suppose he could have attacked that unit there. I think that would have went well, but it's fine. He's reinforced now, so they won't be able to easily take him out. And then let's see how we want to do this. I think we'll go ahead and attack this guy here, and we're going to use the subcaliber shell to do even more damage to him. And hopefully completely destroy him. Because that'll allow us to attack again. And you'll notice we just got a level up. Excellent. So now that we have the level up here, remember using that subcaliber shell does cost us some prestige, but obviously I feel like it's worth it. Let's go and level them up. There are a lot of good options here. The Swift Strike means you take 50% less damage from support, so that's artillery support and anti-tank support. So very, very good. Aggressive Maneuver, 1+ move point. Ground Taker, enemy units surrender with 1 strength left instead of 0. Seal the Deal, if after your attack an enemy unit has only 1 strength left, it immediately suffers 1 additional lethal damage so that it kills it. And then, I mean, it feels like these are pretty close to the same here. Yeah, it seems like these are pretty close. I'm not entirely sure the difference between those exactly, with one surrendering and... Yeah, I don't know, because that would put them, I guess, at 0, which would then force a retreat. We got the tank line. Provides fire support against hard targets to allied tanks and adjacent hexes. That's a pretty good one if you keep your tanks together. Defense in close quarters is increased by 3, so that's great for city fighting. And then the night fighter removes half of the attack penalty during the night. We're going to get the Swift Strike because I find that to be really useful for these tanks. Not going to help us out immediately here. That's okay. So could use more prestige to attack the tank again. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Though you'll notice we'll take less damage if we move here, and I think that's the way we should do this. We could just attack him too and not take as much damage, but let's go after the tank, guys. I feel like we gotta get these guys dealt with. Alright, so do a little bit more damage to him for a little bit more prestige. Alright, so man, I feel like we should move this guy forward a little bit. Yeah, let's move him forward just by 1. We're going to need to move the artillery forward too, and I feel like we might actually have to move him on the truck, because yeah, I mean, they might attack us with one of their fighters, but we do have the anti-air close by, so, but yeah, he's just never going to get anywhere. Now, they could attack us with that tank as well. Let's hope they don't. So, the Pioneer unit can now move forward, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're probably going to move forward and attack that infantry unit there. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go into the city. We're going to attack. You could attack the tank and would do decently. But you know, let's attack this infantry unit. And damaged him quite a bit. Let's bring our infantry down south now. We are across the river. This is not desirable. We need to get onto the other side of the river. Also, looks like we've taken a bit of damage here. Okay, I didn't notice that. Then we should probably heal up here. Not entirely sure who did that damage. Okay, but yeah, we should probably go ahead and heal up. I can't see. Yeah, this is a fine province for doing that. Oh, I was looking at the. Damn it! I was looking at the fighter. That's a shame. I was wondering who the hell did damage to that infantry. Nobody did. He should have moved down here. Alright, well, whatever. Is what it is, guys. Mistakes will be made. We just got to make sure we don't make too many mistakes, because that's how you lose this damn game. So can go ahead and move the recon unit in here and attack this way. But I kind of want to move... Where's that damn anti-air? Could we attack him yet? Probably not. I think there's too many units around here. I think we'd just end up dying if we move the recon unit down there too quickly. Could you move him up here to help out against that unit? That would be an option as well. You know what? I think we're going to do that, guys. Help locate. Yeah, let's move him up there. So that we can try and deal a bit of damage to that unit there. Yeah, that's the way we'll do this. Alright, is there any units that haven't moved here? I think we're good to go. Let's see where else we've got units to move. Well, I think we should just go through here because I don't really remember who all I have moved and haven't moved. So we have this infantry unit. I don't know what that is, so we won't attack there. What we'll probably want to do is just move right here to make sure these vulnerable units aren't attacked by whatever that is. And then I think that's everybody. Oh, no, we still have some bombers that haven't moved just yet. Alright, so let's go and get them moving. Can we move this guy? Oh, I didn't realize he could come this far down here. Yeah, we should probably move our bomber down here then. Though, would he get struck by any anti-air? Let me just see here. I don't think so. I think we're good to go. So let's move this bomber down here. I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't even realize that this guy was available for movement. And then we're going to go ahead and strike the tank there. And then what we'll do is then land them. Now, if they take this airbase, I think they destroy the planes that are on there. I'm not sure, so let's hope that they don't. Now, given they don't have the ability to do so, we've kind of removed their ability to do so. So I'm not worried about it, but yeah, just something to consider. We don't need to bomb there. I think we should probably start bombing these damn fortifications here. Has this guy moved yet? He has. All right, we're gonna have to bomb that fortification, I suppose. Yeah, we'll bomb this one. So we got a lot of unescorted bombers sitting around, guys. That is a problem. And I think that's everybody. If I'm not mistaken, I think we moved everybody. Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and end our turn and see what the AI does. So their fighter's trying to get away. It looks like he did not get engaged by the anti-air. Damn it, man. They just keep getting their fighters away, so we have to keep fighting them, which is a real shame. It's an anti-tank unit. That's what was there. All right, good to know. He's firing on the infantry, but it's kind of silly use of them. And the tank is going up here. Okay, that's a little bit surprising that they're bringing the tank this way. I did not expect that. They're going to fire on the infantry. They are worried about us here.
England and France have declared war on the right. Despite all my efforts to resolve our disputes peacefully, they chose to ignore reason. Instead of listening to what I had to say, the ruling bodies of these states have reasserted their hostility to our people and declared war. It is a decision they will soon come to regret.
All right, so it is nighttime, guys. And we talked about that last episode and the penalties that come with that. And of course, we are now also at war with the British and the French, although that won't have any effect here in this campaign. So they did move forward and take that flag city as we expected them to. Nothing surprising there. And you can see we just don't do any goddamn damage, man. Just can't do any damage, unfortunately, at nighttime. It's rough, man. It's really rough. So I guess we'll take out whatever's there. We can't see them. But yeah, I think that's who we'll strike first. Yeah, let's go and... well, you know what? I kind of want to do a little bit of damage to these... Yeah, you know what? Let's do 1 damage to the fort. Let me see. Can this gun do damage to the fort? It can. Alright, so let's use 1 big gun here against this guy. You know what? Actually, let's move forward here and see if we can identify the unit there. No, unfortunately not. It's nighttime, it's hard to identify units. And then we're going to strike the fort. And hit whatever unit is there. Alright, and then we'll probably also attack. Let's see who can do this. I don't think we'll be able to attack that unit there. Let me see here. We moved right here. Yeah, you know what, guys? I really don't think we'll be able to. So let's just attack the fort. I'm going to try and gain control of the fort. So we'll use the infantry to attack into the fort. And that will put it under our control. So now the fortification is ours. And it's got back a little bit of health as well. That opens this up so our tank can now move forward. So let's go ahead and just go, I guess, right here and see if we can hit him from there. Nah, there's no line of sight. Alright, that's unfortunate. Alright, so everybody's moved. We won't attack that guy because we can't see him. Alright, so let's go ahead and start moving the units that are over here now. Again, it's nighttime, so it's always going to be a little bit rough. We're going to need to use the aviation recon, and I didn't use that damn secondary artillery, guys. I'm just messing up left and right, guys. We could have fired a second time here with this artillery. I don't think this guy had anybody to fire on. But yeah, we could have used that secondary. I just forgot about it. Last turn. This turn, we'll try and use it, though. Yeah, it's nighttime. That's not a good time to use it at all. So this is what, yeah, we can't really, unfortunately can't see the unit there. Again, not really surprising. Well, let's use, we're not going to bother with the incendiary attack because we can't see if it's going to do any more damage. So we'll attack with the artillery first, then we'll attack with the tank unit, and then we'll move the infantry forward. But we won't attack since we can't see them. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to attack, guys. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we can see him now. And yeah, it was worth it. I feel like that was a good move. He has 5 health left. Alright, so we got to get these planes helping us out here to try and take these guys out. I think they're going to run out of fuel soon too, so we'll have to probably send them back to the airbase very soon. We need to get these fortifications dealt with though. And we still need to get those damn fighters down south dealt with too. Since there are fighters out there, we'll probably escort these guys. Let me see how they're doing on fuel and ammo. They're okay, guys. Yeah, they're not too shabby. We have 3 tactical bombers here. Let's go ahead and use the one who has the most fuel. It looks like that would be this guy here. To go ahead and bomb this one unit here. Let's try and get him dealt with. Or we could start bombing that guy. That's an option too. But let's just bomb this guy. And then move our fighters forward over here as well. Cover these. Cover the tactical bomber here. Do a little bit more damage there. And then what we're going to do is start using these tactical bombers to try and take out these damn fortifications here. We'll attack right there. And then we'll use this guy. We're just going to focus our fire on the one fortification. And then this guy here. And he'll cover those 2 bombers. Alright, excellent. The artillery will move forward. And attack. And then we'll see if we can finally get this guy. Now, it looks like they can each only deal 1 damage to him. Alright, so that's a shame. I don't think we'll be able to take him out this particular turn. But we'll still attack him. And move forward here and attack him with this unit. Or we can actually just go to the back here. Alright, so attack him. And next turn we'll get that fortification taken. Remember, there's 4 of them that we have to deal with there to get that secondary objective completed. Alright, so I think that's all the units along here. We could attack this guy here, but yeah, we can't see him. Let me see if we move with this guy behind him. No, we cannot see him because of the nighttime. Alright, so we'll just wait. Alright, did we move all the units over here? We did not yet. Alright, so we need to take that one city there. And we also need to start moving down this way. We don't know where their damn planes are. We don't know where anything is. So let's go ahead and locate all their stuff here. We'll just do it like so. So there's the fighters, and they are still damaged. Okay, and I want to say that that was their Overwatch. Nope, it doesn't count for those ones. Okay. I was hoping that that would activate the Overwatch and they wouldn't be able to use it again. Unfortunately, that's not the case, though. Can we attack him? We can. Okay. Let's go ahead and attack with our artillery, then. Could attack that unit there, but I feel like getting rid of this anti-air here is key. I want to destroy these damn fighters, man. So we'll attack him there. That eliminates his ability to do the Overwatch. And hopefully, yeah, it looks like that because these two are together, they would provide fire support with each other. So that's a shame. But you know what? We're just going to have to do it, guys. Let's just get these two taken care of. We'll actually send this one forward first. And shouldn't need to do.
This target has the fire support of enemy fighter planes.
All right, so we've killed the fighter. All right, excellent. That's exactly what we needed to do, guys. And we can now see the other fighter as well. So now let's go ahead and strike that fighter as well. And hopefully he dies. I'm tired of these guys. There we go. Awesome. So both fighters have been dealt with, and now that'll allow us to move our bombers in to bomb the anti-air if we wanted to. Or we could just use them up here. Remember, our bombers are all currently on the base here. We have 3 bombers down here. So we could probably get the anti-air taken out. Now, you can see that they are going to take some damage here if they bomb there. What if we use incendiary? Yeah. I don't know that it'll be worth it to bomb them because we're not going to destroy them. I don't feel like it's worth it. We'll just let his anti-air fire on us. He's not going to destroy us, guys. So it's not a problem. Yeah, it's fine. What we'll do is we'll move the 2 fighters so that they provide cover support in case they have more fighters to attack us. Instead, we're going to focus our bomber support on taking out these infantry here. So let's go ahead and do the incendiary bomb. Nope, not more damage. So we won't. Let's go ahead and strike them. Move them off. And these guys will not have fighter support, by the way. And yeah, we just don't do very much damage, man, at nighttime. Ugh, the damage is just terrible, man. Yeah, just not much damage at all. We do need to figure out what's here in our recon units up north, so we can't do it that way. So yeah, we're gonna have to use this guy to figure out what's here. At least to see what units are there. A recon and an infantry. Okay, because we're gonna start moving down there this turn. So because the anti-air is still down there, we're just gonna have to focus our bombers on that one infantry. It's fine. They can't do very much damage on anybody at nighttime any damn way. So it doesn't really matter, guys. And then the last bomber will do the same. And then we might actually be able to take him out with this infantry here. I checked it beforehand and it didn't seem like he was gonna be able to kill him without taking his health down just a little bit. Yeah, you can see now he can't even do anything against our pioneer unit. And so we can go ahead and grab Lods. So we're going to want to use one unit to attack over here, and that's the unit that's going to be attacking over this way. And that'll probably be this Panzer unit that we have here. So let's go ahead and take him out, and that'll also give us the ability to move even further forward with the overrun. Though we can't see what's there, so might need to do that first. And locate whatever's here. That is going to remove our ability to use 2 artillery fires, unfortunately. What I should probably have done is done another artillery fire on that guy. Is there anybody else? Yeah, we had the artillery there. The artillery there. That could probably take him out. You know what, guys? Let's go and use our artillery here. The frontline artillery. Again, it's nighttime, so it's not the best, but yeah, we use it on him. I'm trying to get that damn anti-air dealt with. Alright, so we'll do that. And then let's go ahead and move forward here, although I can't. I have no idea what's here. Can't even see these units. So I want to say I have no idea what these units are, so let's just attack. Let's just attack them and see what happens. Alright, we didn't attack back. Oh, it was an anti-tank, so he did attack back, but he didn't do any damage. Alright, so hopefully he did a little bit of damage there. So with our tank, our HQ tank, let's go ahead and, I mean, you can't see these units, but I think we will go ahead and attack him. Do a little bit of damage to him. And then we'll probably just stay here. I suppose we could move forward, but there's really no reason to. And then we're going to move the anti-air forward just a little bit. Because, yeah, he can strike from here. Do a little bit of damage. I don't know how effective that was. And then we're going to want our Pioneer unit will likely move down here. So we're going to want one infantry to come over this way. And since we have this infantry to come down here, we'll use this guy to come over here. Again, keep him out of the trucks for now. And I want to say that's everybody. I think everybody's moved. He can move again, of course. Yeah, I think we're good to go. All right. So let's just take a look and see what units have moved. I know there's some. All right, so obviously this guy, which we've already fired with. This infantry, which is just going to leave here for right now. And all of our planes have moved and attacked as well. All right, guys, so that is actually the end of the turn, and it's going to be the end of the episode. I wanted to get 3 turns knocked out, which we did, and it's a long video. We'll see if we can't get the scenario done in the next episode. Maybe. It's not impossible that we could squeeze this into 2 videos. We'll see, guys. All right, guys, so this was a longer recording. I was planning on doing 2 videos, but yeah, I just don't have time to do the 2 videos. But yeah, my goal was to do 2 of what I expected to do to be 3 videos of the scenario. But I don't have time now. It's getting it's actually pretty late. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to have to wait to record the next episode until Wednesday, because tomorrow on Tuesday, Jinx and I are recording another new series. So unfortunately, won't have any time on Tuesday. So what we'll do is just record it on Wednesday. If I can get it out Wednesday, I will. We'll see. But I would expect it to be coming out on Thursday. Again, I'll make my best effort to get it out on Wednesday. But otherwise, it'll be coming out on Thursday. And I'll try and record, if there's 2 more episodes in the series, I'll try and record both of them or just squeeze it all into one video so that hopefully I can have it all record all of the Polish scenario done. So that then I can then take a look at the next scenario, which I assume will be Norway, the invasion of Denmark and Norway. I'll be able to take a look at that, and then hopefully there won't be as big of a delay in between scenarios when it comes to the videos, since we did have several days. It did take me several days to get that scenario finished up. So yeah, this is where we're going to end off here. I think things went pretty well. We haven't lost any units yet. I feel like we're not doing quite as well as I did in my last, in that first playthrough that I did. I moved a lot quicker. I feel like we're moving a lot slower. Also, things haven't been going my way. This always happens. I've mentioned this a million times on the channel. But whenever you got the recording going, that just feels like the odds are against you. Man, I destroyed those 2 fighters that were down here in the south very easily. I destroyed them up here. I didn't have to come down here and risk my fighters being attacked by the anti-air. And both of the fighters were able to get away. Were able to retreat without us destroying them, which was, yeah, really unfortunate. That didn't happen in my first playthrough. That resulted in our fighters being all busy, coming down here, risking themselves. Overall, it was kind of unfortunate. That's not quite how I would have liked that to go. And they'll be attacked by the anti-air this turn as well, doing a little bit of damage to him. I don't think they'll destroy one, but yeah, he will attack one of them. We know that's going to happen. But if they do have a fighter somewhere, so if they were to say, and you know what, we should do that now. I'm thinking about this. If they were to attack us with a fighter after the anti-air attacked one of these fighters, they could potentially destroy them, because they'll probably have better luck than I've had today. So if you move these 2 together, then they will provide fire support, as you saw those 2 fighters do, and that might be enough to ensure that our fighter isn't destroyed, hopefully. So we'll keep them together like that. But yeah, overall, just the odds haven't been quite in my favor, as it typically happens when I'm recording, so things are going a little bit slower. But I did finish that last scenario, or technically I finished it. I finished the objectives of that last scenario with like 3 turns to spare, so I'm not too worried about timing, with the exception of this one. This one I did not complete. I didn't beat the Russians here. I beat them to all of the flags but 1. one flag they got before me, and that I think was the reason why I needed all the flags and all the units destroyed in order to get the absolute victory. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it. So I'm going to try and beat them here, if we can, beat the Russians. So we got to move quick. But I did have 3 turns to spare, which was good because I had to go seize all the flags, and I missed this flag here, so I had to send a tank unit from like way down here during those 3 turns to hurry up and grab this flag, which I think I finished it with the 1 turn left to spare. So that I could get that, and I thought that would be enough for the absolute victory, and the whole time I was looking around the map for that 1 unit, but it wasn't, unfortunately. I couldn't find that unit, and that was not enough for the absolute victory. So this time, we're going to send this tank unit as soon as we're done wrapping up, probably that city, actually. I feel like the artillery and infantry can do the rest here. So as soon as we're done wrapping up these cities here, I'm going to go ahead and send the tank up to grab that 1 city, so I don't have to try and do it at the end after he's all far away. But yeah, hopefully should be able to get another absolute victory here. We'll see. I hope you guys did enjoy the episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode, which again, I'll try for Wednesday night, of course, because I'd record it during, Wednesday afternoon. If it's not Wednesday night, then it'll be sometime on Thursday, hopefully early Thursday morning. So sometime around there, guys. So yeah, I will see you guys then, and thanks for watching.